Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I just realised you can see the ugly plug in the wall. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lily Pilly Stitches studio vlogs. My name's Lisa. I'm coming to you from a very sunny Brisbane winter morning. It's about 17 degrees Celsius and it feels warmer in the sun. It's more like it doesn't feel like 17 degrees. It feels warmer, like it's a spring day. So yeah, we won't have much more of winter. It sort of tends to warm up near the end of August, and then it starts getting into those, we have like a couple of weeks of spring and then it's straight into summer temps. So yeah, I thought I would check in and show what I've been up to knitting wise. I haven't been knitting since Friday, because I aggravated my bursitis in my shoulder. I get bursitis in both shoulders, and I'm going to see the physio tomorrow, hopefully, in the morning, because yeah, I really aggravated it. It was already aggravated, and then I kept knitting and knitting and knitting, and then yeah, I paid for it. So I didn't get much sleep Friday night into the early hours of Saturday because I was in so much pain, but it's settled down a bit now. But I'm still not going to do any knitting today. I'll wait till tomorrow or Tuesday. I've got a long weekend. So last week I finished up with my current job in construction and document control in construction. And Tuesday, I'm taking a long weekend, and then Tuesday I start my new job in the city, working in government. So that'll be different. I'll be a senior records and data specialist. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the change. It'll be very different from what I'm used to being in construction, but I'm sure I'll get used to it in time. And it's initially a 6-month role with hopefully an extension after that. That's sort of how government works. So fingers crossed they're able to extend me beyond that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the different experience, and yeah. But I'm a bit nervous about meeting all the new people and new office to go to, which yeah, so, but that'll be good. New area, new cafes and that to check out, so that'll be good. And my friend Brian, who I used to work with, he'll be in the same building but for a different section of government, so we'll be able to catch up for a coffee or lunch or something, so that'll be nice, having a friendly face. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Sorry, the dogs are barking. The neighbours across the way are playing music, so hopefully they won't get too loud. Wayne's out on a early morning bike ride. He should be home soon, and then we're going to do some potting later this afternoon, hopefully. So yeah, so tomorrow on my day off I'm planning to go to at least, I don't know if that yarn place at Samford is open, because they've been down at Bendigo Sheep and Wool Festival, which is happening this weekend, which I'm so jealous. I'd love to go down. So I'm planning next year for my 50th birthday year to head down to Victoria for that, and maybe go to a couple of other yarn festivals around Australia. It's sort of starting, like the first few times I've seen it happen, like first few years I've seen people talk about it, it was a bit low key, but now it's starting to look a bit more like the New York Sheep and Wool Festival vibes, with knitters coming together and crocheters and sharing, like wearing their sweaters and stuff and hats and things, and getting to share that mutual admiration for wool and all things knitting and crochet and weaving and felting and spinning. So yeah, definitely want to go next year. So what else? Yeah, so anyway, what am I getting on with? I'm waffling. So I'm planning to go to a couple of yarn shops tomorrow if I can, and maybe out to the haberdashery, the Nest haberdashery out at the sheds at Brendale. They have all donated fabrics, notions, yarn, buttons, all sorts of things. So looking forward to going there and seeing if I can find some nice dress fabric or something, or maybe some cute fabric for the shop for making the wristlets and stuff. Yeah, so I'm just coffee out, maybe lunch out or something, just really enjoy my day off before I start my new job. So yeah, so that's exciting. Okay, so what have I been doing? I've got a pot of tea here, and I'm just going to have in my very cute cup that Mum got for me from T2 a while back. I'm going to have my cup of tea, so that's steeped now. And I've got this little milk jug, but I need a new one because this one dribbles. I hate it because you can't test it in the store. It'd be great if you could just have some water in there and test it to know that it's not gonna, oh, it's not dribbling today. Well, there you go. Sometimes I found it dribbles. So I didn't bring a spoon, so hopefully that'll mix in. Sorry if I slurped. I was trying not to, but that was hot. I'll put a bit more milk. Yeah, so anyway, let's get into the knitting. So I'll show you. Do I have it here? So this is in my little zipper pouch that I got at the Needlework, Miss Nicola Parkman's Needlework Academy down in Hobart in May. So they had a little goodie bag and this was part of it. And this is yarn that I dyed myself. I kind of think of it as like a muddy looking choc banana paddle pop. So it's 4-ply superwash sock yarn from Nundle Woolen Mill in New South Wales. And I've got my whip here, but I'll show you. I've got a hoe, a half object, half finished object. I've even woven in the ends. I'm a bit of a weave in the ends as you go type person. And so I've already done that. So for this sock, it was just a vanilla sock. I cast on, is it 64 stitches in total? What's 37 times 2? 37 stitches times 2. And I knit about an inch for the cuff in 2x2 rib. And then I just knit down about an inch and a half to nearly 2 inches, and then I put in a lifeline for the waste yarn for this to come back and do the sock, do the heel, and then I just did a vanilla stockingette knit all the way down to the toe. I used an umbrella type round toe. I modify mine. So for mine, when I get to the end, you're supposed to Kitchener stitch it shut, but I'm lazy. Plus, I'm making this for someone who's a diabetic, and I wanted to make sure that there's no actual seams, that this is just a drawstring at the end. So basically, you know, when you're finishing a hat, you just get to the last few stitches and sew the thread through and pull it tight, and then weave in the end. That's all I did. So I did, the pattern goes to till you get to knit 1, knit 2 together, and then the next round you're supposed to just Kitchener stitch it. So what I did was I just went around again and did knit 2 together all the way around, then to get the number of stitches down, and then I just drew the thread through, the yarn through a darning needle and cinched it shut and wove in the ends. So that's my round toe, and I find that's very comfortable for me. Like, I like it better than the sort of squarer toe. I find this one's good. And then I pretty much did the exact same thing for this one. Instead of knitting 6 rows after I picked up for the heel, I decreased 2 stitches on either side, just because I picked up extra stitches. So if you pick up extra stitches when you go round on the corners, then you don't get any gap, any hole. And then I just decreased those immediately and knit about 4 rounds, and then I started my decrease pattern and then cinched it shut. So it's a very simple sock. I don't have my sock thing here. There you go. So I've started on the second sock to get that done, but at the moment I can't work on it. So I'll show you that. These are 2.25 millimeter needles. I'm using the magic loop method, and I stuffed this one up where I messed up the rib, but I don't care. No one's gonna notice it. And the person that wearing it is wearing it as a bed sock. So yeah, I'm just going to, I think I'll probably do 1 or 2 more rounds, and then I'll start doing the stocking it till I get to the heel. So it won't take long once I get on the train and start doing that on the way to work and home again. So yeah, so that's in my yarn that I dyed. Paris. I can hear she's getting all huffy puffy. I made myself a yarn holder, which I've used and I enjoy. Where's my little thing? Except I forgot to sew the other side when I was doing the strap. I was in a rush on my way to work, so I did this one in a gingham. It's like a blue and white gingham. Very pretty. And then that goes on there. So these are available in my shop. And yeah, so that's that one. So that's my one knitting project. And then the other knitting project I've worked on is my mitered square blanket, which is starting to look like a blanket now. I'm getting excited. So I've been on a roll. I've done actually quite a few squares. Well, for me, quite a few squares. But I'm starting to run out of options for variety for yarn to put in here. So I need to get some more minis. But now that I've turned the corner, oh, sorry, wrong side. Turn the corner. It's starting, I've got another row going. It's starting to look like a blanket. So I did one long strip of 12 squares, which aren't exactly squares. They're sort of stretched out to be more rectangles, but it doesn't matter because when you come along and you pick up your other stitches, it kind of brings it in. So this is Pig Face. I love this yarn. This is Pig Face that I bought from Dingo Dye Works in WA, but they're no longer dyeing, but love that bright pink. This is a yarn I got in New Zealand, a sock yarn. I think I got that at Ashford in New Zealand on the South Island. This is yarn I dyed myself. So I'm using some of that up. I've made Wayne a pair of socks in that. And this yarn I got gifted to me, as well as this one. Rebecca, if you're watching, this is some of the yarn minis you gave me, as well as this one. Love it. Love the pink. This is another one that was gifted. Oh no, I bought that at Skane Sisters in Sydney years ago, and so I have that left over. Love that one. Oh, sorry, the what's going on with the light? I hope you can see me. Wait and I'll start again. Okay, hopefully the light goes okay. So I've got this mustard yarn. That was just some I had spare in my thing. This is from Now. I don't know if this is one from America or if it's one I got. I think it might be one I got from the UK. I can't remember the dye's name. This is one that's based on the colours of the London Underground that I got from Gage Dye Works. This is a mixture of Edison bulb and that someone got in Amsterdam for me, and that other yarn that I had left over, and more of that purple yarn. Is it? Yeah, purple yarn, some pink yarn from Rebecca, and this is yarn that I dyed myself as well in this sort of mauvey colour. Edison bulb. And so the Edison bulb was picked up at Stephen West's shop in Amsterdam. And then now I'm on to this Dingo Dye Works singles sock yarn, like single ply yarn from her store, and it's in a really pretty green. I don't know if that's showing up because it's sorry, the shadow, it looks like it's very dark, so I hope this is going okay because I don't want to have to re-record. So anyway, so I've done 12 long, and then I'll probably do 20 or 24 rows of that, and that'll make a blanket. And I don't know if I'll might pick up and do a I-cord edge on the blanket or not, or maybe do single crochets along the edge and do like a crochet edge, or just leave it. I don't know. We'll see when the blanket eventually gets done. That's years away yet. But yeah, so I've put in I've done 12 squares since I showed this last, I think I've done about 12 squares, so that's amazing. So now that's coming along the second row, and as it happens, there's like a ridge where you do the decreases, and that's going in the same direction on both rows. So I think I'll keep starting at that right hand side and working my way to the left, and that'll keep them all in order. Doesn't matter, but that's just how I'm going to do it for my aesthetics. So yeah, so that's now what needles am I using for this one? I don't know. I think it's listed in my Ravelry page, on my project page for this one, so just have a look at that if you're not sure. Yeah, so this is actually the yarn from Dingo Dye Works, that singles yarn. It's really pretty. Yeah, so really like that. And this is in a bag project bag I bought on Etsy from a shop in Toowoomba, but I haven't been able to find that shop again. But I really love this bag. It's got the drawstring top, but it's quite a roomy bag. You can fit quite a bit in it. So that's that one. So I've got another knitting project which I started and I'm frogging, and that's the camisole number 2 or 7 or something. I'll try and put it up here, the name of it, or I'll put it in the description box down below. But I'm using the called for needles, which I can't even see. I don't have my reading glasses, so I've probably got mine and Buckley's of telling what size that is. I'm just using some higher needles. I think it's 3 millimeters. I don't know. So that's where I got up to. One front piece. Don't you steal that, Sooty. That's Mum's. Got my foot on the needles because she'll pinch it. So that's, is that the back or the front? Yeah, that's the front. So it's this one. So it's using Sandnes Garn Tin Lena. It's a linen. Sooty. It's a I don't know what 53% bommel is, but 33% viscose and 14% linen, and it's very soft. So I'm making the smaller size just because I want to test out this more summery yarn. Anyway, I made a boo-boo. I didn't do the proper, what do you call it? The cast on where you have stitches live and ready to pick up for the straps. So I didn't do it right. So it's a shame because I got pretty much to the end of that section, and then you would come across and do the, you would do the other one and then join these together to be, they're not going to get anywhere near me. My my chest circumference is way bigger than that, but I thought I have a cousin who might fit this, or one of her girlfriends, so I'll finish this just to see how I like the yarn, which I do like it. I didn't know if it would be like too annoying to knit with, but I really like it. So this is a nice chocolatey brown. So I'm going to make this camisole, which has like I-cord straps, and it has this pattern, this ribbed pattern going all the way down the top. So that'll be really nice. And I think I'll only need 2 balls of the yarn, which is color 3161, and 50 grams is 220 meters, so I only need 2 skeins, maybe not even 2 full skeins. And I've just got this in a bag that I bought on Etsy years ago that's more a sewist bag, and it's quite nifty. It's got lots of zippered pouches on the inside, so it opens quite wide. So yeah, so I've got that one to do, and then let me just see if I can grab, just a second, just see if I can grab these needles, because otherwise Miss Sooty, who likes to fully embrace her inner retriever, will come and steal them and run off with my needles. And I'd rather buy yarn than more needles. So yeah, so the only other thing I didn't bring it. That's the thing, I didn't work on this one. Oh, bummer. I did work on a 90s pattern for a little sewing room. Let me just go and get it. All right, I'm back. This is a bag I made myself with some cat fabric and polka dot fabric and some vintage or retro 80s lace out of my stash. The cat fabric a family friend gave me. She sadly passed away since. So where's the picture? Where's the picture? It's very important. Don't tell me I've lost the picture. Oh, it's down the bottom here, all scrunched up. This is a Charts and Charms Dimensions 72378 So Cozy design, and it was a kit, but my mum got it in the op shop, and its finished size is 14 inches by 12 inches. I think it's done on 14 count Aida normally, but I got some generic pink Zweigart, and this is from 1996, and it's a little sewing room in 90s pastel pinks and blues, so really cute. So I'm just working on the leaves at the moment, and I've just finished this cross stitch wall hanging, and I've done these little houses, and I'm just working on these leaves, and then I'll add in the pot plant. And then I don't know if I'll go across or work my way down to this cute quilt and cupboard. So we'll see where I get to. And I do have the original buttons and charms to stick on this, so we'll see if they still fit, because I think my counter fabric's like either 32 or 36 count. Gosh, I let that go loosey goosey. Oh, I got this new Nurge hoop down in Hobart, but it's very stiff still, the screws. So I'll pull this out. I might as well, seem as I've got to adjust it anyway. And oh, what did I start on down there? Where's the picture? Oh, that looks red, but it's brown, like a copper brown. I've started on part of the pot plant, I just realised. I'm like, what on earth is that? So I did start down the bottom here, and then I messed up the jug So I've started up the top and I'll worry about it if I've got to pull it out. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. It's looking really cute. I love this. It's quite simple. And I'm just using DMC. Luckily it has the called for DMC and anchor threads, so that's what I'm using. So that was good, that even though it's a kit and it's been previously stitched or used or whatever and didn't have all the bits, that I was able to still do it. So yeah, so I'm just doing, that's part of the pot plant and then the leaves. So I'll just work my way through this. It's a bit fiddly. And yeah, it's been really nice working on fabric that I don't have to strain my eyes for. And I think that's part of why I stopped stitching, because I have dry eyes and I get migraines, and so it just put me off, because every time I'd try and stitch I'd have to have, like this one I could get away if I've got the light on and everything. I just need my readers on. I don't need like a magnifier or anything, or my daylight lamp even. And it's just been nice doing that rather than having to sort of sit with a magnifier up in my face and straining my eyes just to see the fine count of fabric. So I'll still work on those ones occasionally, but I just thought for a while I'm just going to enjoy my stitching. And it's not that I don't enjoy those projects, but they're just too much of a strain on my eye. And I think once they're done, I'm going to go back to working on higher count fabric, because life's too short to not enjoy what you do. And I can enjoy it just as well on bigger fabric using 2 threads. Because it is a hobby at the end of the day and you're supposed to enjoy it. So that's all my crafty projects. I'll just pop that picture back in the bag so I don't lose it, and the hoop. So that's a lovely Nurge hoop. Really like those ones. They're quite meaty and nice and comfortable to hold in your hand. So Wayne and I are going to do some seed, potting up some seeds. So we got 2 of these seedling trays. Had them sitting in the hot sun. So we've got 2 of these seedling trays. So we're going to get some seedlings started. And we picked up some more seeds because the ones I had have had their day. Like, we haven't used them all up in time, so they have a use by date. And I did throw a whole heap in one pot just to put nutrients back into it, but nothing grew, so I think time to get rid of them. The only things that have grown are some radishes. I planted some leftover radish seeds, and I thought they weren't going to come, but the other day I noticed there's a couple of little teeny tiny sprouts coming up, and some bigger ones in the other pot that I put them in, so I think that's good for now. I did separate our carrots out, but I realized I need these seedling trays, get them started, and then it's less of a shock to the plant to move them into more wider space to grow. So yeah, so we're going to try the seedling trays. So I got some strawberries. Sorry if you're into craft and not into gardening, but I'm wanting to get some raised garden beds so we can have some covers on it and grow like more vegetables and that, so we don't have to buy them at the shop. So I've got some sweet corn snow gold bicolor. These strawberries are temptation. I needed some more mint because my mint didn't grow, so got this because Wayne loves me to make him drop kick juice, which is blended up ice, mint and watermelon, and he loves that. But lately I haven't had any mint, so he's just been getting it with blended up ice and watermelon, and it's not quite as good. So I got the mint, and then I got the Manchester table carrots. The other carrots that I'm growing are like a little French variety that are like little tiny mini carrots. Gross Lis tomatoes. Hopefully they grow okay. And the other tomatoes I've got are Tommy Toe, little, because Wayne loves those cocktail type tomatoes. So I've got those. And then the other two we've got some radish cherry bells, because Wayne loves radishes. He'll just rinse it and eat it straight away. But you can put it in salads and stuff. I don't really eat it much. If it's in a salad, I will, but I'm not really a huge fan. But I do like my cucumber, so we're growing some Lebanese cucumber because I do like that. And I do have some other vegetables, but they're winter ones like broccoli, Brussels sprouts and that, which might still be okay. So that's what we're going to be doing later today, hopefully, if Wayne feels like it after his ride. So the other thing I got, just move that. So I just thought I'd quickly show you two for the shop. These are the wristlets I made to go with the yarn holders. I just dropped one and Sooty's probably going to steal it. Hopefully she'll have heard that, I know. So that one. Coffee one. Love this one, it's sort of like a Moroccan one. Love these. It's got a little bear on it and cute fabric. Some floral green. Some of these colours I've only got one or two wristlets in because, yeah, I don't have any more fabric because this is from my stash, so I don't know if it can even be purchased again. This more modern type style. This pink one. Oops, got a bit of thread on there. This diamond shaped one. Oops, sorry, bumped you. Sorry about that. And this striped modern one. So yes, I've got those. I'll have to try and take some better photos. I did it out in the garden, but I feel like people can't really see it that well, so I might have to do some in my light box, but anyway, we'll see. Now when I went to the reject shop recently, I noticed, and so I went back and got it because I couldn't resist. So maybe if I have some small pillows or strawberries or whatever, how cute is this? Or actually use it for what it's meant for food. But this strawberry bowl platter plate thing, it was from the reject shop. It was only like, I think it was $12, and they had the cutest. I'm tempted to go back and get it. They had a strawberry teapot. Oh my god. I think they had it in a pale pink or this red one. I really love the red because strawberries, you know. So yeah, so I got that for like $12 at the reject shop, and it's hand painted. So love it. I think they've still got them. So, and they've got like cabbage leaf bowls and stuff as well, if that's what you like. You can check that out. The only other thing is, this was a book I was reading, A Tempest of Tea, which I've heard great things about. I got probably 100 or so pages in, and then I just wasn't feeling it. It's not that any reflection on the writer or the book or anything. It's a great book. I just wasn't getting into it. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't something I wanted to pick up. So I'm gonna not finish this, but that's on me, not any reflection on negatively on the book or anything. And then I'm just going to call it quits on that. It's just not vibing for me. And I'll take that to the local, our local shopping centre has like a little library of free books, and you can take one, drop one. So I'm just going to drop that off and leave it for someone else who might really love it and not be able to put it down. So yeah, there's a second book in this series, and it's based on the main character, Arthie, who is she's like a criminal mastermind. She's come from nothing on the streets virtually, and she's got this tea house, but by night it's an illegal blood house for the vampire community. And it's sort of like by day it's kosher, by night it's a underworld sort of thing. And there's vampires and, you know, overcoming, I guess, the world that she's in is like authoritarian, and then she's asked to join in a high stakes heist with vampires. So there you go. That if that tickles your fancy, check it out. So now I'm rereading the ACOTAR series, A Court of Thorns and Roses, because draft 6 for ACOTAR has just been completed by Sarah J. Maas. So I'm like, well, I need time to reread all of these so that I can catch up and refresh myself by the time hopefully she gets around to publishing the book. Hopefully. She usually does her releases around January, like the end of January, like 21st, something like that. So I'm hoping January 2026 she's going to come out with ACOTAR 6, if she's sharing that she's finished the first draft. But I don't know. I hope so, because I don't want to wait too long. But yeah, so I'm reading that again. It's hard because I don't like the first book as much, because if you've read the series you'll know why. But I look forward to getting through the rest of the series because I love it. It's one of those books those series of books that it's like my comfort read. It's like I just want to step into that world. And so I'm going to start with the ACOTAR series, read Crescent City, and then go back to reading, if I get time, go back to reading the Throne of Glass series, because I really love the Throne of Glass series. I read it years ago when it first came out, before it became a thing on TikTok and all that, BookTok. So I read the series a long time ago, but I had to wait for Kingdom of Ash to come out, and by the time it came out I'd sort of forgotten some bits of the story, so I couldn't get in, and also it nearly broke me. Oh my god, the trauma of what she went through in the book. So I can't say anymore because, yeah, but I had to put it down for a while because I was like, oh no, I can't read it, I feel bad for her and everything like that. So I need to go back and reread that series from scratch, and then I can finally finish that series, which seems ridiculous for something I love so much that I still haven't read the last book. But yeah, I just needed to go back and remind myself of there's so much in that series and the story that I feel like I missed stuff. So yeah, so I'm going to go back and reread that if I get time. And yeah, hopefully that'll be a good palate cleanser to getting me back into, because you know when I finished Onyx Storm and it was so good and I just couldn't get into another fantasy, and I think that's why I struggled with this one, because yeah, it's like you come off this big high and it's nothing to do with that book, but it's just this big high and you're just sort of still in that realm. And now who knows how long we'll have to wait for the rest of the Fourth Wing series to come out. Woo! Anyway, that's all for now. I shall go. And I hope you're having a great week, and I'll touch base with you again soon. I might do some vloggy bits tomorrow if I can. I always get shy about videoing in public, so we'll see. And if I've got enough for a mini vlog, I'll put that together. Otherwise, I'll tag it onto the next video. All right, I'll catch you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.